So what are things that you can put into your life that make your life better and more enjoyable? Today we're going to talk about that. Welcome to Life Lessons, where we take the lessons we learn from life to build a better life for ourselves and our families. Hi, I'm John Dornoff. I'm a public speaker. I'm also a small business consultant. Today last time we talked about 5 things that we kind of purge from our life because they're poisonous to us. This time we're going to talk about the positive things. We're going to talk about 5 things we need to put into our lives that make our lives more fulfilling and make our lives less stressful and happier. So, number 1 is meditation. Now, I started meditating several years ago, but I didn't realize how important part of my life it became until I was attacked back in June. For 2 months, at least 2 months after I was attacked, I couldn't meditate. It was so painful that I tried to do it and it just didn't work. Well, now I've gotten back into meditation and I realize how important part of my life it has become. It relaxes me. It clears my mind because my mind's constantly going 100 miles an hour thinking about stuff. So it really is relaxing. It calms the nerves, makes you more peaceful. Number 2, exercise. Now I'm sure some of you would, especially the negative willies, would look at me and go, well, you look like you need some exercise, and you'd be right. I need exercise. Guess what? I get the exercise. I walk at least an hour a day, every day. On the weekends, I go out and jog as much as I can. Now, I do have severe asthma, which living in Iowa makes the asthma even worse. In fact, my asthma never bothered me as an adult until I moved to Iowa. But I don't let that stop me. I do what I can. I do get exercise. In fact, just 2 days ago, I went in for my annual checkup, and I'm actually extremely healthy. I just need to lose the weight, which I am working on and going to do it. In fact, I'm going to use that as, using you guys as a goal so you guys can watch me as I lose the weight. See, I make progress on it week by week. We'll talk about goals another time. Number 3, reading good quality nonfiction books. Now, I'm a little extreme on that. I read a book, about an average of 1 book every week. Now, one of the things we told you to eliminate out of your life because it's a negative influence is television. Well, think about it. You quit watching 3 hours of television a day, you can read a book for an hour a day. That would probably give you be able to read more than a book a week. Now, some people, well, I can get my iPad and I can read some ebooks, and that works. However, remember, one thing is better about reading our actual book is that all the screen time you have is actually harming you in the long run. It harms your sleep. It harms your brain functions. So you don't want to use it. You don't want to be constantly in front of a monitor. So reading a good, real book is actually a positive thing for you. And read a good nonfiction book. Now, I do read some fiction, mainly Star Trek. I like Star Trek, although I haven't read any of the Discovery, books or the books for the since the Abrams movies, but I do read the classic books. They're still coming out with a few of those. So I read a variety. I read good motivational books. I read business books that teach me. So I am out there reading and getting and improving myself through reading. Next up is sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things you can get in your life. You gotta get a good night's sleep. Now, I wake up really early. My alarm's usually set for 4, but I can tell you my alarm probably needs to go off about once a month. I'm usually up by time it's usually I'm usually up before my alarm goes off. First thing I do is take my shower, get ready. Go out, get some exercise, mainly walking the dog. I meditate. I do about 30 to 45 minutes of reading. And that is before I do anything else in my life. Then I start getting ready for the day. I figure out what I need to do. Now I have a Google Calendar that basically has hour by hour what I need to accomplish that day. But by getting the good night's sleep and then getting up early and doing those things, it gets me ready for the day, and I'm able to more easily accomplish that what you need. Now, the last thing, number 5, we talked about purging bad people out of your life. Well, guess what? What's the opposite of that? Bringing good people into your life. What kind of people are that? Ones that build you up, not ones that bring you down. Ones that will motivate you. Ones that will be your mentors. Look for mentors in your life. Now, I have to admit, that has been one thing that's hard for me because I'm basically an introvert. So it's really hard for me to really go out there and try to find somebody who, to be a mentor. But they are somebody that can influence you for the positive. But just having good friends who are not out there to build themselves up at your expense, who tell you you're excellent, you're a good person. You don't realize how much you need that in your life until you actually have that in your life. And of course, a good partner, spouse, whatever, always important. They are always ones that should be able to build you up. And if they're not, maybe there's some issues there. So those are 5 things that can really build you up, help build your life for a more positive life. Now, as we go on, we'll talk about more things to improve your life, make you happy, set goals, all that. I'm hoping you're enjoying this series. If you're enjoying it, hit the subscribe button. I hope you'll hit the like button. Tell me what you think. If you think this can be improved, tell me in the comments. Definitely want to make this a better series for you and everybody else watching it. So you have a great day.